Welcome to Sean Can't Cook, but John Can. Sean and I have been actors for many years, but I assure you, this is no act. He really can't cook. I'm going to teach Sean and you at home how to feel more comfortable in the kitchen, preparing tasty recipes that even the most novice of cooks can create. I will show you step by step how to construct each dish so that when your friends come over, they'll ask, "How'd you learn how to make that?" If you already know how to cook, I hope you'll find a few recipes to add to your repertoire. Let's see what's on today's menu. Hello, and welcome to Season 1, Episode 4 of Sean Can't Cook, but John Can.
I really can't.
He can't, but he's getting better.
Aw, thanks. Hey, guess what? It's also our season finale.
It is, that's right. We made it through Season 1. We'll be back for Season 2.
I made it through Season 1.
He did. He did a great job. Today, we're going to make an apple crisp. It's very rustic, warm spices. I have a confession. I love this dessert. It's much simpler than an apple pie, but don't worry, don't worry. We are going to make an apple pie at some point. You're going to be rolling some dough, but this is a baby step for you.
Okay.
This is simpler than apple pie and apple tart, which we might make an apple tart too at some point. This is much easier, so let's get started.
Okay.
The ingredients that you'll need for the apple crisp are 7 apples. Here I have 5 Golden Delicious, 1 Honeycrisp, and 1 Granny Smith. 1 lemon. We're going to squeeze a little of lemon juice on them as we cut them to keep them from turning brown. A half a cup of granulated sugar. 2 tablespoons of flour. This is your thickener, so this will thicken up the juices of the apple so that it's not runny. A little less than a teaspoon of cinnamon, and the reason it's a little less is because I have a secret ingredient, 1/8 of a teaspoon of cloves, ground cloves. If you don't like those, you can leave it out and just use 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. You could even use 1/8 of a teaspoon of nutmeg if you prefer. I adore cloves, so we're going to put cloves in. The topping consists of 1/3 of a cup of rolled oats. These are the old-fashioned, not the quick cooking, but you can use either one. 3/4 of a cup of flour, 1/2 of a cup of tightly packed brown sugar. This is light brown sugar. You can use light or dark. And 1/3 of a cup of melted butter. The equipment that you'll need is 1 large bowl to mix the apples in, a peeler for the apples, a knife, cutting board, and an 8x8 inch pan that I've already buttered, not floured, just buttered to keep it from sticking. And that's it. Let's get started. We're going to start with the topping first.
All right, what do I do?
We're going to take the flour,
Okay.
throw in the oats. Where am I going to put all
What
this?
kind of oats are you using?
These are rolled oats,
Oh, that's right.
not the quick. You can use the quick if that's what you have on hand. It's fine. Our sugar's a little different, as you notice. He's using light brown sugar. I'm using dark brown sugar. Whatever you have on hand. I prefer the light. The dark has a little bit of molasses flavor, which is a little more intense, but I just shouldn't say I prefer it. I like them both. They're both good. So you can mix up this little bit of dry, the flour, the sugar,
And this
the oats.
sugar really comes back together quickly
Yes.
with itself.
Yes. So you just want to mix this up a little bit, and then we're going to add in the melted butter. So the melted butter has cooled, which is good. You don't want it to be too hot when it goes
What if the
in.
sugar's kind of clumpy?
Just break it up, and that's okay. The topping is going to be a little clumpy and rustic. Everything's rustic today.
Oh.
So in goes the melted butter,
Right.
and we're just going to blend this together. And yes, it will be a little bit chunky, we'll call it. And that's okay. You want that for the topping. So you want to mix this up until there's no real dry flour involved in this. Involved in this? I don't know what that means, but you know what I mean. So...
Yeah, the challenge is, there's a lot of dry flour here.
Yes, yes.
So
you can smash it with the back of your spoon. Also, your hands, as we've talked about, can be the best tool for this.
Wow, this is actually
It's coming together. See how
Is
mine's
it?
breaking up?
How come yours
Just
is?
smash it with the back of the spoon. You can cut into it with the spoon. So this is good. You just keep smashing it. You're doing fine. And of course we're going to have flour everywhere, but that's okay too. So see, there is like a little bit of the flour, but you can see it's mixed in with the spices.
Oh, so it doesn't have to totally go away.
No, but a little more than yours is right now.
Okay. Everything's. Can I use another spoon to like scrape
Sure,
this off?
you
or-
can do that. Yep.
You know what?
Yep.
I'll use this.
It doesn't matter. It's all going to go together, so that's fine.
Everything kind of stuck together.
So there you go. This is what it should look like. There's going to be some bigger chunks of the sugar that mix in with the butter and the flour and the oats, and that's all good. It's all going to get baked together. You'll never know what this is. So we're going to get some of this stuff out of the way.
Oh, here's mine.
A little bit more. You can, if you want to use your hands, you can. Break up some of those clumps, or just use your spoon.
Is that good?
He's learning, so we go a little slower. Yeah.
How come it's not? You like did yours in like 5 seconds.
Well,
and mine's
how
like,
many times have I done this?
You
Don't
made
ask
it
me
all.
how many times.
Did I ask?
He did
No,
that
I did
before
not.
in another episode, which I'm sure you've seen. And I said, oh, I don't know how many quick breads. That's what it was. How many quick breads have you made?
Well, how many quick breads have you made?
We've talked about that already. We're not going back there.
I'm stalling.
So, anyways, yes, that's your topping. We're going to
Okay.
get that out of the way, too.
All right.
That is your knife of choice.
All right. Is that better?
My knife. That looks good. No, that does actually look better, yes. I would tell you if it didn't.
Okay.
So that's good. That's perfect. So
Okay.
your
Cool.
bowl of stuff.
That is John approved, everyone.
I'm going to put it back here because if I put it there, I'm going to knock it over. So now we're going to start
What's
on
next?
the apples.
Okay. So what do we have here?
This is the Granny Smith. These are the other ones. I've sprinkled some lemon juice on. And they've been here for about 20 minutes or so.
Mhm,
As you
mhm.
see, they're not turning brown, which is good. So you can use, there's a lot of different apples you can use. I prefer the mixture. If you want to use all Golden Delicious, Golden Delicious to me are like the best for apple pies. They're just warm. They hold up their shape well. They're tasty. They almost taste like a pear. But I also like to put a little Granny Smith, a little bit of tartness. The honeycrisp has a different flavor. That brings it in. Online, you can find out which apples are best for baking. These are the 3 that I generally go to. So let's just slice these up. We're going to slice them about 1/4 inch thick.
Mm-hmm.
So
So they're gonna match these, right?
Yep. So you just
All right.
carefully slice. And don't cut your fingers, Sean. Or this is a whole new episode.
We don't have a meta concept. Do
No, we do not. That would be me. So let's hope we don't go to there. So once you get the final apple cut, you can add that there. We're getting rid of a lot of stuff here. So I'm going to start on this because this takes a little bit of time. You want to put the sugar in, sprinkle it over top of the apples. And boy, these spoons are noisy.
Spoons are noisy.
Let me get rid of these spoons. We didn't test that, did we? The flour, the cinnamon, and the cloves that I adore, as I've already mentioned. And I'm just going to take 2 spoons and just slowly start mixing them. And you want to make sure that there's not a big clump of cinnamon or clove or flour. You just keep stirring, turning, mixing until it all gets evenly blended.
Is that okay?
Perfect.
Okay.
So dump that in,
All right.
and you can start mixing, and I will get rid of your equipment.
Oh, that was bad.
That was bad.
That was bad, but I fixed it.
He did fix
I
it.
fixed
You
it.
fixed it. I don't know, though. I'm a little concerned.
So what? I dumped these 3 things in.
Put the sugar in first, sprinkle it over top.
Okay.
I should have waited so you could have watched me.
It's all right. They get to see it twice.
That's right. That's right.
Like this?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
It's a lot of sugar.
I like things sweet.
Okay.
It's on both sides of my family.
And then what do I do? I just dump all this in?
Yep, just dump it in.
Okay.
Just dump it in. That's good.
Okay.
And then just start like a salad. Just start tossing. And again, you want to make sure that the cinnamon gets blended and gets onto all of the apples, and as you do it, it may start making some juice. That's the sugar working on the apples.
Okay.
And I do have a sweet tooth. I have more of a sweet tooth.
You get a funny noise.
I know. I have more of a sweet tooth than you do, but I do see you eat sweets. So, and I know you like this dessert because I made it for you. I don't know how many times, but I have made it for
Wow,
you.
I just can't live that one down, can I?
Nope.
No, right. Well, then I'll have to bring it up again some other time.
Yes. So,
Put you on the
as you
spot.
can see, this takes a few minutes of mixing, but you want to coat the apples so that each bite tastes the same. I honestly can't wait to make this and bake this and eat this. I'm just ready for this. I haven't
Yours
had
is
it in a
really
while.
good.
Yours is going to get there. It takes time. Again, as you mix, the sugar does start.
I just have no confidence.
You're getting there. Let's talk about that. So we're at
okay.
we're on our 4th episode now.
All right.
You've not cooked in the 10 almost years that I've known you.
Uh-huh.
How do you feel these last 4 episodes? Like, what has this been like for you as a journey, as somebody who doesn't cook?
It's good. It's good to have like someone next to me, and I can kind of mirror it. And I don't know. It feels good. It feels good.
Okay.
Yeah. I haven't cut a lot of things. I haven't like tested things in the oven really.
One of your friends who shall remain nameless,
Oh,
he
God.
knows who he is, keeps saying to me, when are you going to have Sean cut things and crack the eggs? He didn't know about his cracking eggs.
I'm not cracking eggs.
So these are 8x8-inch pans that I've buttered, and they're going to cook at 350 degrees for about 45 minutes. Again, I would check them at about the 35-minute mark, 40-minute mark. We're going to show you how to test them. You want to stab them with a little knife to make sure that they're cooked. A pet peeve of mine, I have a lot of them, I guess, but don't laugh. He knows. Getting an apple pie that has hard apples in it. The apples should be cooked. I don't want applesauce in my apple pie, mind you, or apple dessert, as this is not an apple pie. But I want them to be cooked firmly. So.
How'd I do?
Good.
Okay.
I want them to be cooked thoroughly, is what I'm trying to say. So now we're going to take one of the spoons, and we're going to just dump these in here. Now, there's not any true rhyme or reason to these, but you do want them to be
Flat?
an even layer and flat, yes. So you have to just sort of work them around, because when these cook, they're going to sink a lot. So apple pie is the same way. You can mount it up with apple. You're going to have this big apple pie, and then boom, it sinks as it cooks.
So I peeled a lot of these apples. I have to say they look really well peeled. These are some well peeled.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And I have to tell you, so, he's learning. He was peeling them, and I was slicing them, coring them, and he completely kept up. I was trying to go faster because he was peeling them so fast. So
I can peel an apple, everyone.
I expected that it was going to take forever.
No,
So,
I know how to use a peeler.
so you see how this is sort of like a little flat. It's not going to be perfectly flat. These are apples. It's rustic. That's a good way to excuse yourself if something goes wrong. Oh, it's a rustic dessert.
Oh, it's a rustic dessert.
It's a rustic dessert.
Yeah.
So, gosh, this tiny little kitchen. So I'm back. So, now that you've got that in, this was mine.
Oh, the toppings.
And this is yours. You forgot about, oh yeah.
The
This
toppings.
is just apples. So, take the dry spoon, and you want to just start sprinkling this over top. Get to the corners. Again, it's a rustic dessert, so it doesn't have to be
It's like a
perfect.
crumble we made.
It is a crumble, yes.
Yeah, a crumble.
It's a crumble.
Crumble. It's a great word.
So just make sure that it's fairly evenly on top. You don't want to have one person get the. Although I would be the one that
One
would want
person.
that.
We are the one person.
I would want the. We each gonna have one of these tonight. So this is our dinner. We're gonna each have an apple crisp for dinner
Boy.
tonight. That sounds good to me. Another reason I love this, I eat it cold. It's great warm when it comes out of the oven. I also like it cold. I like it for breakfast. I like it for lunch. I like it for dinner. I like it for dessert.
Wow.
I'll
Does it
pretty
travel?
much eat it anytime. Travel.
I don't know, in a car.
If you're going to somebody's house, yeah. So I'm making a mess here, but that's okay. We'll fix that.
So you used all that crumble stuff.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm big on the top. And again, this is going to sink as the apples cook.
So this goes through the apples?
No.
No, it does not.
No, it will stay
stays
on top. It will stay on
Okay.
top. I mean, little bits of it may go through, but basically, no, it's going to stay on top.
Did you get that done quick?
Well, you know, I'm the teacher, you're the student. That's how that works. So there you have it. This is the apple crisp. We're going to put these in the oven. And when they come out of the oven, we're going to show you what they look like. And then they'll cool for, well, again, I like to eat things faster, but this will be piping hot. So it should probably cool for about an hour before you dig into it. So that looks good. You just dump that rest of that right on top. Perfect. So, 2 apple tarts, and we're going to bake these off, and when we're done, we'll show you what they look like, and then we're going to eat them and tell you what they taste like. So,
Sounds good.
hang on, we'll be right back. I checked these at 40 minutes. They weren't done. I checked them at 45. They were almost done, but not quite. I checked them at 50 minutes, and they were perfect. What you're looking for is putting a knife in and just feeling that these are cooked apples. They're not applesauce, but they're not hard, crunchy apples. You can stab all over it. Doesn't matter. It's rustic, remember? This one is mine. This one is Sean's. And as you can see, they look exactly the same. Let's eat. But first, let them cool for about an hour. See you soon. Welcome back. Does it not smell delicious in here? Oh my gosh, cinnamon, cloves, apples. It smells good. He's not the only one that smells. So these are done. They look delicious. So we're going to cut into them. I have a spoon, I have a knife, I have a fork. They're a little messy because they're rustic, and that's okay. So you could take a knife, go around the edge just a little bit to loosen it up a little bit. Again, it's going to make a little bit of a mess, and that's okay. You can cut your desired portion piece. Watch, his will be much smaller, because it usually is. And you can scoop. It's hard to get that first one out. And again, it's not going to be beautifully pretty, although that's not so bad. It's not so bad. They're still a little bit warm. When it thickens, it'll thicken up a little bit more. This is what I'm trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever they cool down, that sauce at the bottom, you see a little bit down there, that'll cool. That'll thicken.
It is good when it's cold, too.
Yeah, I love
really
it.
good.
Again, for breakfast.
All right, go ahead.
Oh no, you go. You go. It smells
It
so
does.
good. Mmm. Mm.
Oh my gosh.
You have to give me a moment here.
I could eat that whole thing right now.
Well, we could
could.
when we cut the film. So, this was our season finale.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be back for another season soon.
Yeah.
So join us then. Until then, enjoy this wonderful rustic apple crisp. We're going to finish ours while you go make one. See you soon.
Bye-bye.